Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal, fantastic day. Let's take a look here again at Avax, see what's going on. It's doing pretty well here today. Honestly, recovered very strong compared to majority of other altcoins here today. Just keep in mind Bitcoin is still a little on the shaky side. It did fill a majority of its fair value gap, could be on the way back down. We'll probably see 62,000 as a potential reality for the high. And then, I think we're going to go back down from there. So again, that's relevant because AVAX is kind of following suit, but you got to recognize, unlike most other coins, AVAX is still honoring its overall Elliott wave. It hasn't essentially gone lower than the most recent high here back at this the first wave. So that's generally speaking a positive sign. Does it mean we're going to shoot to the moon? No, it just implies that it continues higher. It'll probably break its more recent high and push for one more leg up. So we'll discuss a few other things in the back end, kind of see what's going on, and just kind of see where we're at, though. Again, AVAX is looking stronger than most coins right now, just based on how well it's not paired with Bitcoin. In other words, it's recovering stronger than most and not pulling back quite as strong as other coins did. Those kind of things are good to identify, just knowing, strength in certain areas, okay? So having said that, let's take a quick look at the liquidation levels. We can recognize $23 is that lower area. There's still some up above, but obviously it's further away. So what does that imply for us? Well, it does imply that there's a lot more greed to the downside, and there's more potential for the price to pull back because there's a lot of longs that it could get destroyed. Okay, now again, these late longs or early longs, these are longs that have been here for roughly about a week or two. We can see $22 is that area between 22 and 23. We got about, $750 million in that range as a rough estimate. 5 to 700 million. So that's quite a lot when you think about it. And that's much closer to the price action than this upper range here. So just keep that in mind again, more propensity for lower. But it also kind of conversely tells us too that, with there being a lot of liquidation there, there's a lot of potential support because people feel confident in buying that dip. We are also hanging out above this 0.618 fib level, so things looking pretty solid in the overall sense. I would say that the lowest point for AVAX right now, pending Bitcoin doesn't dump, would be this $22 to $23 range. Okay. So take a look at the daily time frame. Let's recognize a few things here first. We are honoring our ascending trend. It doesn't look like it on the daily, but on the 4-hour and the hourly, we're honoring that 100-day SMA. Right here, we're above the 20-day SMA. These are all positive signs. Very few coins can say they're above the 20 on the daily. Okay, that's good. It doesn't mean that the price is going to shoot to the moon, right? That's not how it works, but it does tell us that we're on the right side of tracks, so to speak, kind of more so like a good stepping stone. When we look at the MACD, though, it is still diverging. Stochastic's pulling back. RSI, however, is over 50. Now, this isn't like we're over 50 and we're just going to instantly take a long. It just implies, though, that we got some good support. We're at this range here, holding that level. And unless we break below that $22 to $23 range, I think we're going to still be able to maintain some positive confirming factors on the macro to let us know that we're still in good shape. Keep in mind, though, we're still under the 50-day SMA. That's really the biggest trend setter there. A close above $25. We get the daily candlestick to close above that level today, tomorrow, soon. That would be an indication to me to want to take along with some more confidence. Okay, again, being over the 50 is a big deal in most cases. You'll notice that 50 on the 4-hour and the daily, both with SMAs and RSI, are extremely important. We look here at the 4-hour time frame too, we can see a lot of fair value here. Most coins have fair value gaps above them. Again, Bitcoin with its CME gap, roughly the same concept. But we can see here with this, it dropped too fast and there hasn't been enough relief, so to speak, or profits to be taken from those shorts, right? So this $25 mark is a potential reality for us. Could even see 26 as well as next fib level. Okay, let's quickly look at some other things here. First of all, RSIs, MACDs, I misspoke again. The SMAs, they're all kind of similar, right? The simple moving averages on the chart, we're over two really big ones, right? The 100 and the 200. That's really good. That's basically telling us the long-term average is holding. And that's a great sign for more potential upside for this coin. We can also recognize, too, with the fair value gaps above the price action, that we're looking pretty good. However, we got the 20 and the 50-day SMA above the price. Okay, still generally construed as a bearish sign, and we want to kind of break free from that before we consider a long position in most cases. However, we look at us getting closer to 50 here. There's potential momentum shift happening. Stochastic RSI is swinging up, and MACD is converging here, or soon to converge. We're right on the edge of some pretty awesome stuff. A lot of it hinges on Bitcoin, though. Because again, even though Bitcoin is performing well, and most altcoins responded well, this wasn't a monstrous response, right? We want to be able to close above this level here, the more local high at 24.75 or higher to get some confidence in taking along. So hypothetically, just say the price goes over and kind of ends up closing at 25 today. That would be good. We'd be over the 20-day SMA. That'd probably be a confirming factor for us in a lot of ways, right? So again, I'm going to just go ahead and add an alert here to kind of be notified if we cross that level. And I'll go ahead and reevaluate. I'm not going to blindly jump in. Please understand that. It's important as a trader to always do your due diligence, and that in most cases is reevaluating when your alerts go off later. Okay, you don't set an alert and just jump in. It's a really poor trading quality if you do that. Granted, there's, if it's within minutes, different story, but we're talking, 24, 40 hours later, that hits, I'm gonna be a little cautious going into it. Hourly time frame, Ichimoku cloud, we're below the cloud, all the more reason why we got this resistance at 25. This is exactly why I want to see a closure at 25 or higher, because that would put us above not only the cloud, but it would put us above those moving averages I discussed and also the local high. Okay, so this fib level here, this 0.382 fib, is going to be a very important level to close above. Okay, there's no other way around it. So what I'm looking for is a closure above that level. We can see a nice confluence there, whereas the lagging span's free and clear and the conversion lines over the baseline. Those are usually favorable signs for long positions, though. It's just not appropriate to take it long into a resistance. That's just kind of the consensus here. So again, we got good momentum, but outside of momentum, there's still a lot of resistances, specifically with Bitcoin, that are holding the price action down. And that is concurrent here as well with Avax. But as you can see, not quite as hard of a pullback than Bitcoin. And I think that speaks to its overall character. I think that Avax has more potential to recover and continue higher here than most other coins. So I think you're going to have statistical favorability going to the upside than the downside here. If you're going to short, make sure it's a tight margin. I would not recommend a short. If just say hypothetically you short down to the fib level there at 23, good 5-6%. It's all well and good, but I really wouldn't bother with that. I would wait for the price to either double bottom out or potentially consider a long here as well. All right. So different considerations. I'll go ahead and post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. If you're not familiar, it looks a little something like this, where I just kind of give you certain scenarios on certain coins that I cover. Majority of them are the top 10, but generally speaking, it's a pretty good little situation there, and I'm thankful very much for those who are hitting the like button, commenting below. Really appreciate you too. All right, anyways, that's all we got here so far. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.